So the UVMS Flux integration brings traffic events from the ITX Flux traffic management system into Latitude. Now, in the control room, users can monitor traffic cameras and be alerted upon events. If smoke is detected in a tunnel, for example, an alarm will sound. The relevant cameras will automatically pop up in Latitude's control center, and the recorded video will be bookmarked for later forensic needs. So just the quick points before we get into the demonstration. Again, this is another new AIC integration. It's a super easy installation with just a plugin that needs to be installed. We do have a perpetual license add-on. Part number is listed on this slide. Now, right now, this is a Latitude only feature. So Meridian and Horizon are not going to be part of this particular release. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the demonstration on how the Flux integration works within Latitude.
Hello everyone, this is Boaz from the software integrations team called AIC, which stands for Applications and Integration Center. We've lately developed an integration between two major software platforms in our solutions line of business, the Latitude Video Management System, also known as United VMS, and the Flux Traffic Management System from the ITS group. Two types of integrations are being developed between UVMS and Flux, one that brings UVMS video into Flux, and the recently released one bringing traffic events from Flux into UVMS, which we are going to demonstrate now. So what we can see here is a simulated Trafficam Xstream 2 camera displaying its video in the control center application of UVMS. This can already be achieved today using the OnVIF protocol without any special integration. But what's missing, of course, is also receiving the traffic analytics events from the camera and handling them in the VMS. To achieve that, we go to the administration application of the VMS, open the physical view, and we can see that I already added here a Flux server representation. Adding the server is pretty straightforward. You right-click the system root and choose to add it. Then, in its configuration page, you need to know its IP address and the security token generated by the Flux software. The next step is to select the cameras that will be considered as Flux cameras or traffic analytics cameras. We now have a single camera in this demo added as an OnVIF device and not currently selected to have traffic events. So if we go to the camera configuration page, we can see that no traffic event types currently exist for that camera. Going back to the server entity, general page, I'm selecting the camera as a Flux camera. And save. We can now go back to the camera page and see that in its Actions tab, a long list of Flux originating event types was added for the VMS administrator to configure any type of VMS operation to occur automatically upon the event, such as start recording a camera, stop recording, moving a PTZ camera to some location, triggering an alarm, etc. Once I added the camera as a Flux camera, the integration has also automatically created an alarm type for it in the system settings tree, with the camera already associated with the alarm, so that when a Flux event arrives for that camera, the alarm will be automatically triggered, the camera live video will pop up on a video tile, and the video will be recorded and bookmarked with the event information for later search needs. Before we demonstrate this alarm flow end-to-end, let's go back to the Flux server entity and look at some additional settings. So we've already mentioned the IP address and token which are required for establishing the initial connection from the VMS to Flux. These two settings here are dealing with cases of disconnections. So the first one is a reconnect interval in case of a disconnection. In this case, it will be every 15 seconds the VMS will attempt reconnecting. And the other one here is the connectivity check interval, meaning that once in 20 seconds, the VMS will check the status of Flux to see if it's currently connected or not. The last setting here is a checkbox for the administrator to decide whether the VMS should auto-clear an alarm upon receiving a notification from Flux that an event has ended. It's a common use case to trigger an alarm when an event starts and to clear it when it has ended, but in other cases operators might wish to clear the alarms on their own manually. Switching from the general page of the Flux server entity to its Alarms and Events panel, this is a central page for the VMS administrator to decide how the VMS is going to behave upon any type of incoming Flux events. So, for example, if we see here a Flux NMO large started, this could mean an alarm in the VMS, or simply an event if this user decides that it's not too significant. It could do both trigger an event and alarm, or completely ignore this event type. Now that all the settings are complete, we can go back to the control center application and demonstrate the flow of triggering a VMS alarm upon an incoming Flux event. Let's remove the video from this tile. And if we are looking at this other tile, it is currently armed for alarms, meaning that when an alarm is received as a result of a Flux event, the video of the associated camera will automatically show on this tile. Here we have the Flux software itself also running on this machine, and it includes a simulator that can generate any type of traffic event. I will use it to trigger a pedestrian started event and then a pedestrian ended. And let's see what it causes on the VMS side. So going ahead and pressing, we can see that the alarm was triggered. The video is shown on the tile and is being recorded and bookmarked. Now pressing the pedestrian ended, the alarm is auto-cleared. Switching to the events panel, we can see everything that has happened. We can see that an incident was created. We can see the Flux pedestrian started event for that camera with some additional details. A bookmark was created, and eventually a pedestrian ended event was triggered. To later search for the recorded video from this pedestrian event, the VMS operator can go to the query pane in Control Center, select a bookmark query, select the camera and the relevant time to search within, click search, and here we have the result. If we double click it, the video, the recorded video, pops up on the tile. And we can see here in the timeline, we can see the recording before and after the event and the bookmark itself, which contains all the information about the event. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration and that you will find the Flux UVMS integration useful. Thank you very much.